All right, in today's video, we're going to talk about the importance of having a knife on hand. Always. I'm going to go over the top 10 scenarios, top 10 reasons why you should always have a knife on you. Number one, they're versatile. I mean, you can use a knife for just about anything. And I'm going to go over my collection. Yes, I own all of these. I'm going to go over with you today. I'm excited. Can you see the smile? These are items that I always have on me. They're always in my backpack. They're always in my bug out bags or grab and go bags. They're always with me. And I'm going to go over with you again the top 10 reasons why you need to have versatile. It's self-explanatory. I always have a multi-purpose tool on me of some sort. Don't get carried away. Don't get too cumbersome, but these little tools can make or break an experience or a scenario, or can make the difference between life or death situations. So there's lots of varieties. Don't get over anxious about it. Don't get overwhelmed. There's lots of different options out there. I've had a lot of fun with these. Number two, utility options. I mean, look at this, knife, spoon. It's even got a little cool option of, different style of a knife. Kind of neat, right? And again, you never know until you know, and you don't want to know sometimes what it's like to not have something that can change the outcome of the situation you're in. Now, being a prepper, being a survivalist is a mindset. It's a mindset that we all should have, right? Being prepared is something I believe that every one of us should live a lifestyle of, being prepared. So as I go through these, just think about this. This is staying 2 steps ahead of a scenario that could happen. Number 3, I hope this one doesn't happen, but it has in my situation, a self-defense. Like being in a situation where you've got to defend yourself, whether it's an animal or the opposite, right? A human, or you get into a scenario where you're going to need to defend yourself. Trust and believe. You're going to want to make sure that you have an item on you that can give you personal safety, and it releases the burden of being defenseless. Number 4, emergency medical use. Like if you get injured, something's stuck, you slip, fall, you get a twig or a branch or a piece of metal that's stuck in you. What do you got to do? You can't leave it in there. You've got to learn to get it out, treat it. One of the other videos I've done talks about first aid kits. But one of the knives that I have fell in love with over my years is the Havalon brand. Havalon brand. And the reason I love the Havalon brand is it's very, very sharp, and it's also disposable. The item comes like this. You can have different blades and attachments, but when I think of Havalon, I think of scalpel. And the great feature about these Havalon brands is their disposable blade systems. Now, they're very, very sharp. And yes, I've cut myself many, many times with this option. So I will strongly stress safety when you're dealing with or working with Havalon items, okay? Use gloves. The blades are interchangeable. So if you're working on yourself, you want to have a clean blade, which is what I love about this option. You can pop this blade out, properly dispose of it, and move on, right? If you're working on or cleaning an animal, you don't want to use that blade on yourself. So disconnect that, throw it away, dispose of it, however you want to word that. The other reason why I love the Havalon brand is the versatility. We talked about that in items 1 and 2. But it also gives you items like, or blade options like a little saw. So it's kind of cool. You can change them in and out. Inexpensive. I own 3 different sizes and models. I love them. They're light. And again, really, really good for emergency medical use. And they have a high versatility factor on those. Let me keep going. They also can be used for making a fire. I was also in a personal scenario, and it doesn't matter. Like, you can have blades of different sizes, shapes. These go in my pockets. I've always got a blade on me no matter what. But a few years ago, I lost my ferro rod striker. I lost it. I know you're going, how? Why? How could that happen? It did. It did happen. It can happen. And this little teeny ferro rod that I had, I was able to take one of my small knives and look at this. See that? It allows you to get back in the game, possibly start a fire in a situation. Now, these are another little cool gadget, so you can start a fire. But if this jams up, this gets stuck, pull out your knife, you're back in the game, and you can kick start your fire. Awesome, awesome option. Number 6, food preparation. Huge, powerful, seriously important. You catch a fish, you catch a squirrel, rabbit, deer, whatever, elk, it doesn't matter. You're going to need a knife to properly field dress an animal, skin it, cape it, get to the meat, cut up the meat, hang the meat, and eat off the meat. Now, you can also get into this and spend a lot of money. I don't recommend that. Gerber makes a great option. I love this knife. It's light. It's got a great blade, holds a good edge, but it comes with like a little gut hook, right? You can get in there and clean out the animal. Again, it holds a sharp blade. By the way, since we're talking about knives today, now make sure you get and always have on you a knife sharpener. Like, I can't stress this enough, right? If your blade goes dull, you're in trouble, trouble. This is super simple, easy to use, right? And again, look at that. Keeps a nice sharp blade. This little model right here cost me, I think, $5. $5. You can get this at any sporting goods store, online, or whatever the case is. This one's made by Smith's. And see that little clip? It's on my backpack. These are in my bug out bags, my grab and go bags. I love sharpeners, right? Now, you can't have too many knives. You just can't. I have so many. Look at this little sucker. I just love this. You can get in there and I don't waste meat at all. So I have these little knives that I always have on me. This one goes around my neck. It's got a little necklace. I use my dog tags necklace, and I keep these on me at all times. Number 7, building shelters. Building shelters. Now, let's have some fun here, right? Building shelters. Clearly, you're going to need a bigger knife. So this is my go-to. And you're probably going, oh my God, why do you need that? Well, I'll tell you why. It's got a serrated edge. I can literally cut lumber. I can cut 3, 4, 5, and even 6-inch, small sapling trees, but I can also use this as an axe. This model that I have is from SOG. It's awesome. Like, I absolutely love this. This never is very far from me when I'm out in the timber. This thing is sharp, sharp, sharp. Again, you can use this as a multi-purpose tool. You can cut, stack, use it for firewood. You can chop small trees. You can clear brush if you get lost and you're in a trail. This thing is absolutely cool and a must-have. Speaking of must-haves, right? I believe every person should have an axe. But back on topic, right? You're building a shelter. You need to cut timber. You need to you chop down trees. You should always have an axe on you. This axe is probably my go-to. Yes, it's decorative. It's really cool, primitive, amazing. I love building shelters. Lean-tos, overheads, and building cover. But when you're building shelter, a knife or an axe or one of those two options is going to be life-changing for you. What you don't want to do and why you need to have a shelter is you don't want to get cold. So you got to build a shelter. You got to make fire. You're going to want to have one of those two on hand. Number 8. One of my previous videos talked about having a compound bow. In addition to that, you should always have a good knife. Another favorite of mine, I own 2 of these. These are from Kershaw. This is about hunting and trapping. You need to make little traps. I love these knives. Again, these are this model right here. These are awesome to have on hand. Kershaw does a real good job about this interchangeable knife system, right? You're building a trap or you harvest an animal. You can take that blade, swap this out, and put on another option. Look at this. Same knife, different blade. So you get there, you get the animal gutted. You need to get some bones cut. You can swap out and put on a serrated knife. Like, isn't that cool? Like, I've used this sucker so many times, and I love the fact that it's kind of like a one-stop shop, right? Again, Kershaw, a 3-piece interchangeable knife set. Hunting and trapping, you're gonna need to check your trap lines. And you're hunting, you're gonna make snares, you're gonna need those types of options. Number 9, tool improvising. Tool improvising. I love making spears. I love making little contraptions where I can spearfish. Again, make a tool. I can whittle a tool up that can help me in self-defense. Fishing poles. I mean, you just don't know. So tool improvisation is so important, which is why I have these 2 little options here. Lightweight. I have both models. This one's my favorite. I can literally just sit there, watch my surroundings, and whittle up tools, make little spears. Here's a bigger version. Notice how they have a fixed blade, but they also have orange an outer shell. Why? Because you just don't want to lose your tools. So tool improvisation, right? It can be used for carving, manufacturing, shaping materials, found in your environment, which is fun, right? Fun. Definitely a must-have. Number 10, signaling. Forms of communication. You're probably going, how can you use a knife to communicate? Let me show you. What's the best options? I'll go back to this model. It's got a sharp blade. You can actually use the light from the sun to signal if there's an overhead aircraft or somebody's driving by in a boat, you're trapped on shore. You can use this to communicate and use that as a reflection, right? Somebody's flying or driving by or even walking by, they're looking down from a mountaintop, looking down on you, you can get that and kind of kick up a glare up on the mountain. So signaling, communication, super, super cool. All right, 2 little bonus things I want to talk about. A folding saw. Notice how it's worn because I use these. Again, comes from Kershaw. Super lightweight, orange handle. A saw is a must. Little bonus. Another bonus one is I love carrying branch trimmers. Right? I never look at this. I love this. I need to sharpen it. I love this. Black & Decker, super inexpensive. You're going down a trail, things are overhanging, or you just need to get kindling. You can trim up branches and get yourself a nice little pile of kindling. This thing is, whoo, I know, they're all my favorite. They're all my favorite. but this is definitely one of my top favorites for sure. Now, I know I went over a lot of tools. The most important thing is find which best suits you. But I'll leave you with this. Never leave home without a knife or an item that will protect you, help you provide heat and shelter. You guys, thanks for watching. If you love what you're watching, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Most importantly, comment. Let me know what stood out to you. Let me know what option you loved best. Let me know what stands out to you most. But most importantly, thank you for jumping on, supporting me, and watching a Prepared Patriot.